Howdy everybody, my name is Salty Table and welcome back to GTA 5 Online. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some strategies and some cautions that you can always take when you're playing GTA 5 races to improve your chances of winning. This isn't a guaranteed if you follow my strategies that you will win, it will just simply improve your chances of winning. The first thing you want to do when you're racing is have a custom vehicle ready. I know this kind of seems like an obvious one, but if you have a custom vehicle, use it. You know, if you're in a sports class, have a Pariah. If you're in a super class, use the Deveste 8. The Pariah is the fastest in the sports, and the Deveste 8, I'm pretty sure is the fastest supercar. Don't hold me to that, but it is really quick on the track, and it's hard to spin out, which is really important too. When you start a race, there are two types of boost. There's normal boost and super boost. Normal boost is just when you hit the gas on go, and that's usually pretty good. And super boost is when you hold down the gas during the countdown, you let it go when one disappears, and you hit it again when go appears, and your car will get a little bit of a better boost than the normal boost. The next strategy I have for you guys is defensive driving. Now I know you guys have already seen this clip, but it's important to know, if there is a group of cars, like a big pack of cars at any point in the race, try to avoid them because it's more likely that they're going to wreck on a corner. This most likely will happen on the first turn of every race. It does for me anyways. And some stuff you should be cautious about is usually the people that make it through that are usually left up there with you in first place or second place, kind of like this situation I'm in right here. Now you need to watch out for racers like these because these are your biggest threat. They can be the people who spin you out and ruin your race, or they could help you, you know, slipstream and they'll be a fair racer. But more often than not in GTA races, they aren't going to be fair racers, so you want to keep your distance from them. If someone is trying to spin you out at any point, you should always try to keep your distance. Even it's actually better if you let them pass you instead of trying to constantly stay ahead of them. This is another defensive and strategic driving method that you can use. If someone's trying to spin you out, just chill out, let them pass, and stay behind them. You've got them in your hand, in the palm of your hand. When someone's in front of you, you can choose what happens to their race, essentially, because you can spin them out, you can slipstream at the very last minute and pass them to win the race. Most likely, if that happens, they'll try to spin you out, but they're already going to spin you out. If you try to stay in front of them, the chances of you actually outrunning them are pretty slim, and I'll tell you why in a second. There are these two things called slipstream and catch-up. The host of the race can choose to turn these off, but more than likely they are on in your race. Slipstream is when you simply draft off someone and you can pass them, as I've already said. But there's this also another thing called catch-up. Now this is sometimes turned off in races, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Catch-up is when the racers in the front are slowed down so that the racers in the back have a chance to catch up. Now the way that this can be abused against you in a race is what they can do is, if they have a custom vehicle, they can start a non-contact race so no one can wreck them. Then they can put no slipstream and no catch-up on. And since a lot of people don't have custom vehicles, the people who do have custom vehicles have the advantage in that race, because the people who don't have them cannot keep up with the custom vehicles. So the people with the custom vehicles can just floor it and get away, and they aren't slowed down since catch-up is turned off. I'm sure it's likely that you've been in a lot of races like these, and they're really boring, and it's awful, because then they always consistently win and you can consistently lose. The next thing that I want to get into for you guys is stunt races. The best course of action in stunt races, as you can see, I'm pretty good in the center of this mad pack, is when the race starts, hold down the gas, of course, and when go pops up, slam on it again, and make sure you kind of swerve to the side, because a lot of times people will not hit boost, and when you do and you're in the middle of the pack, you're going to get the boost and they won't, and you'll end up slamming into their rear end, boosting them. Well, not really giving them the boost that you get, but giving them a boost, and you don't want to give anyone an advantage. The best thing you can do in stunt races, though, is avoid the pack. If you stick up with them, you're going to be in the heat of the chaos, and you're going to have a higher chance of spinning out. I know this is kind of hard to watch, but I was not spun out here. I was actually hit by a racer who was coming through to do the loop. They didn't purposely spin me out. But since if I had slowed down and I had avoided the big pack of racers, I literally would have been fine. But because of that one spin out, I was in last, and I believe that I only got like 6th in this race at the end of it. I won't play you guys the whole race to make you watch it because it's kind of a long race. To avoid spinning out, there are some pretty good strategies that I found that worked. You could either choose a wider, heavier car, or you can just avoid racers. If you're driving something like the Pariah sports car, that thing is light and it's really easy to spin out because it's got somewhat of a narrow body compared to the Deveste 8. This Deveste 8 is pretty hard to spin out. I mean, the only other car that can probably spin out the Deveste 8 is probably the Deveste 8. I know that you can spin out the Deveste 8 with other cars, but it really isn't easy to do that. I mean, this thing is pretty wide, and it's also it's got some weight on it. So if you're ever doing a super race, the Deveste 8 is pretty good when it comes to top speed on straights, and it's decent cornering. It's not as good as something like the Wagner, but it holds its integrity up. Especially if you get this thing fully upgraded, then it's really OP in races. Mine is fully upgraded, but I'm just in last because I was garbage. I made some garbage decisions at the start, trying to stay up in the pack, trying to get up front. Because I was like, I was only 2 cars from the front, so I thought I could race out ahead of everyone, but nope. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much everything you need to know about racing in GTA. Basics. That's like the basics version, alright? If you guys want more stuff, like if you want to know how to win the NASCAR races, I'll wait till they're like double and triple whatever cash. Whenever they improve their payouts again, I'll do a video about how to win NASCAR races. Those will really get, people throwing their controllers through their screens. So I'm excited to do a video about those. I hope I was able to help anyone out there who's new to GTA racing and is, just needed some good advice for it. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Anyways, boys, I'm gonna head out. Good luck racing and take it easy.